Hey everybody, my name is Sophie Wheeler and I am the Zero Waste Intern for the Office of Sustainability at CSUDH, and I'm going to be going through the Zero Waste 101 presentation. So just a few of the learning outcomes. Hopefully after watching this presentation, you'll understand what the term zero waste means and why it is important. You'll understand what it means to live in a throwaway society. You'll learn a few zero waste practices and how to incorporate them into your daily life. And finally, you'll learn more about the zero waste initiatives that we have going on CSUDH's campus. So what does zero waste mean? Simply put, we reduce our waste to the point where there is nothing to send to the landfill. So you always hear about recycling or composting or what is the right way to sort my trash, but all of that falls under the category of waste management. Zero waste, on the other hand, focuses on not producing any waste to be managed in the first place. Or in other words, zero waste focuses on reduce and reuse instead of recycle. So why is recycling not a solution any longer? There is almost nowhere for our recyclables to go. In January of 2018, China enacted the National Sword Policy, which banned the import of most plastics and other recyclable materials. Previously, China's recycling processors had handled about half of the world's recyclable waste. Recycling is at the lowest tier of the waste management hierarchy because it is really no longer viable. Recycling is also really expensive. Although it is more cost effective to make something from recycled materials than from new materials, the process of recycling as a business is not really profitable. And even before China's ban, only 9% of discarded plastic was being recycled, while 12% was being burned. So that means the rest was either buried in landfills with the rest of our trash, or just dumped and left to wash into our rivers and oceans. So let's talk a little bit about user behavior. We live in a culture of convenience, or in other words, I like to call it a throwaway society. Once we figured out how to make things disposable or only have to use them once, disposable plastics began to dominate our lives and we rely on them for so many things. We enjoy the convenience of using something once and being able to throw it away. For example, you might think it is easier or more convenient to use plastic silverware to eat with and be able to throw away after than have to take the extra time to wash dishes. I bet you could look around you right now and easily find 3 disposable plastic items or any item, paper, whatever, anywhere around you. So give that a try. Sooner than you think, waste management is going to become a critical global issue, and it basically already is. There are fewer and fewer sustainable waste management solutions, just like I talked about on the previous slide of what's going on with China. So changing user behavior currently is and will become increasingly more imperative. More people need to be aware of the fact that their personal convenience has consequences far beyond their personal life, whether it's the environment, other people, animals, nature, all of the above. So we will have no choice but to adopt a zero waste lifestyle in the future. So just here's a good graphic of a few tips for becoming zero waste. There's 10 listed here, but it's definitely not limited to this list. These are just some of the more common practices. So we have use your own shopping bag, which you know is very common. Separating your garbage, cooking at home, because you know takeout usually requires using a lot more disposable items. Using less plastic in general, and I think this kind of goes to the idea of just being kind of aware of your purchasing habits and paying attention to what you're buying. Using your own cup, whether that's coffee or for whatever. A different kind of cup here, using your own menstrual cup, which could seem unpleasant, but it's a great alternative to using disposable feminine hygiene products. We have our reusable water bottle down here, using a metal straw or maybe just no straw at all. using glass jars, which kind of goes back to this idea number 4, just using less plastic in general, and using natural cosmetics. So these are a great way of how to start incorporating zero waste practices into your life, and they don't really make your life that much more inconvenient. So how is CSUDH specifically getting involved with zero waste? We're spreading awareness and educating faculty and students through campaigns and tabling events. We closely monitor the compost system on campus by checking and emptying bins weekly and taking note of bin weight and contents. And there are actually bins at almost every major building on campus right now, compost bins. We conduct waste audits and use the data to pinpoint ways to reduce waste on campus. So basically a waste audit is where you physically go into the trash and sort it and kind of observe and take note of what people are throwing away, and then being able to use that data in the future. And finally, we encourage the use of reusable water bottles, coffee cups, and food containers by offering incentives to students who use them. And I'll talk a little bit more in detail about some of these programs and incentives that we have going on the next slide. So some of our campus's zero waste initiatives are the Toro Token program. So how this works is you request a green reusable container when entering the line at Toro Fresh on campus, and either pay a one-time fee of $5 at the register or redeem a Toro token to take it away. When you're done, you return that same container, pictured right here, to Toro Fresh and receive a highly portable bronze Toro token, which you can clip to your keychain or put in your wallet for your next visit. Dining will clean the containers and have a fresh one ready for you to redeem with your Toro token on your next visit. So this is a really good way to get rid of some of the disposable food containers that we've all become really accustomed to. We also have hydration stations at all campus water fountains. So that's a picture of that here. It's basically just a refill station for your reusable water bottle. We also offer a 10% off discount for bringing your reusable cup to the coffee eateries on campus. So this is a great incentive to get students and faculty and staff to bring their own cup for coffee. So I hope you guys learned a little bit about zero waste from watching that presentation. And if you did want to test your comprehension, you can do that by taking a quick 5-question quiz, which you can find in the description section of this YouTube video. I hope you enjoyed, and remember to reduce and reuse first, and then recycle if you have to.